For many, there's no such thing as a credible UFO sighting. But what if the UFO is seen by policemen? That's exactly what happened in Ohio in 1994. For the first time on television, you will hear an actual police dispatch recording of a close encounter. The officers you will meet are real. The recording is real. And the drama of that night is undeniable. Trumbull County, Ohio, located just north of Youngstown, is a typically quiet Midwestern community. Here, big news doesn't happen very often. But all that changed on a late fall evening in 1994. Just after midnight, the normally calm 911 dispatch center began to get a flood of calls, reports of an unidentified flying object.
It was just one call after the other that was just incredible.
Royanne Rudolph was the Trumbull County 911 dispatch operator who fielded most of the calls that night.
How far off the ground is this? Everything from somebody who was casually stating they saw something in the air to somebody who was hysterical and thought that this was Armageddon.
I mean, it was very strange.
Okay, was it just like moving at a slow rate of speed?
It wasn't a slow rate, it was a fast rate, but it was coming down.
We just kind of took it for, okay, this is people being hysterical over a weather balloon, or this is people being hysterical over a plane or a helicopter.
I wondered, did you have anyone call you about a strange plane or airplane or something in the air?
Where?
I was coming down Sampson Drive. I don't know what it was. If it was a flying saucer.
What did it look like, ma'am?
It was like almost like an iridescent color. It was like a bluish purple.
Though skeptical, Royanne put the word out to the officers in the field.
We were having a coffee break at a local donut shop, and we got a call from the 911 center that stated that some residents had seen lights in the sky in the northern part of the township.
Liberty Township Police Officer Steve Remner and Sergeant Toby Maloro didn't know what to think.
It took a few minutes. We kind of laughed about it.
Convinced it was nothing serious, Sergeant Maloro, an 8-year police veteran, headed out to investigate the sightings.
I believed that I was going to see, if anything, a plane was landing or a plane was low. That's what I assumed I was going to see.
I thought Toby would come back with some kind of comfortable solution that we could offer these people who were upset.
When I got up in the area, I was approached by an elderly gentleman that said that there was a huge light over his house and it had moved south down the street. I proceeded down Sampson Drive, approximately a quarter mile.
Sergeant Toby Maloro was about to become a part of UFO history.
Everything shut off in the vehicle. I didn't understand what was going on. My car completely stopped. And that's when the light hit the vehicle. I stood outside. I was a little bit dumbfounded. I didn't know what exactly it was. I had to shield my eyes. All I could see was a very intense white light. It seemed to be more intense in the center of it. I know it was huge. I've never seen anything that could compare to this. And the thing that was very strange was there was no sound.
After 30 seconds, the object moved off, away from his patrol car.
As soon as it started moving off, my car started back up and the radio kicked on.
Maloro quickly began pursuit of the unknown flying object.
I'm trying to put two and two together and say, what just happened here?
Unable to keep up with the UFO, Maloro radioed into dispatch over police channels.
914 to radio. It's heading in a northerly...
He told me in a very serious tone, I saw something. And I said, Toby, you're joking. And he came back and he said, Roy, I saw something.
You could see a red glow up in the sky. It was huge. This thing wasn't making no noise.
This isn't funny anymore because it's getting to the point where I don't know whether to believe him or not.
Well, was it moving or was it just...
Yeah, it was growing. It was moving. You could see it like up in the air, growing and getting further away from me.
People are serious. They're very upset.
Whatever it was lit up, I mean, literally, if you were underneath it, you could see it would be like daylight, those red lights.
An object did come down at a low elevation over this area.
UFO researcher Kenny Young broke the story of the Trumbull County incident.
It was then observed by numerous other police officers from different agencies who were able to pursue the object coming from different locations. They were able to triangulate its position.
It's south of Orange 2. I'm moving east now on it. Okay, Dave, it looks like it's flickering more now, and it looks like it's running a little east of me now. Hey, Walter, chase it back north. I want to see this thing.
At least 14, 15 officers said that they saw something and were discussing it freely on their channels.
It's going pretty good. It's all the way into Liberty now. It's going how far it's visible. You should be able to see it. It changes colors from white to red to green. The sucker has not moved. We have multiple departments right now that have sightings on it.
The sightings started to spread out to neighboring streets, to other communities were saying they were also seeing the same thing. It took a whole different meaning and level of seriousness. We contacted the airport control tower to ask them to check their radar.
We have a report of some flying object in our jurisdiction. Do you know of anything that should be in our airspace this time, close to the ground?
Right.
This is not a prank phone call, I swear. You can call me back to verify.
Look at the radar scope, and I go 60 miles diameter of Youngstown, and there is nothing out there.
That's when I got the chill that, okay, everybody can't be making up the big bright light story.
According to all the people I've spoken with, the FAA tower operator in the tower should have been able to see the object from his vantage point.
I don't see anything out there, nothing on the radar scope.
Young requested the identity of the FAA tower operator through the Freedom of Information Act, but his request was denied.
I would like to ask him, could you visually observe something from your vantage point, 60 foot up in the air in a tower?
As the other officers got closer to the object, they radioed in with dramatic descriptions.
They were able to discern a parachute-like appendage attached to the object. I've spoken with a number of the officers involved in this event. I've been satisfied that they are honest and they're telling me the truth. One officer even said he saw a structured object while viewing it through binoculars.
Just pulled off, there's definitely a structure there on 429, what you saw. I can see an upper structure off the main part of the lighting. Right, yeah, something with a different colored lighting to it.
I had no idea what was going on. You had so many calls coming in from different locations.
Lieutenant James Baker of the Brookfield Township Police Department heard the amazing UFO reports on his radio.
I wanted to see for myself what everybody was looking at. I decided to go to the old radar tower. This is the highest point in Brookfield Township, and I'm told in Trumbull County.
What he saw when he got to the top of the tower wasn't just one UFO. He saw three.
They formed a sort of triangle pattern with the center light being raised up above the other two. Oddly enough, they were changing colors simultaneously from red, yellow, blue, and green. All 3 lights would change at the same time.
I got them right here. I'm looking at them. What the hell is it? They're sitting stationary. I got 3 of them. What do they look like? I've got 4 discernible colors. I got red, yellow, green, and blue. And the one just was like flashing. So if they're those planets those guys were talking about, then they're planets with Christmas lights on. This is weird. Oh my God, I hope that's a plane. Oh, please be a plane. Oh, please.
I see 3 lights changing colors, and I've heard no concrete explanation of what they are. And I certainly would welcome any explanation.